I'm Nick, wearing my wizarding robe, and I'm in a corner. Today, I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite stories of all time by my favorite author, The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Last night I watched the Tolkien movie for the second time about the story behind J.R.R. Tolkien, and he is a phenomenal man. The things he did to help fight against Germany in World War I was quite amazing. His devotion to his friends was par to none, and it was a fantastic story. And I love him running around speaking Elvish, Saladin, and stuff like that. Salador, yeah. It was quite an amazing movie. I really enjoyed it. I found this book at it's never been read at Value Village, and it's got all these cool little pieces of art in it, which is beautiful and fantastic, and I'm intending on reading this book to my children as a nighttime story in the near future when they're both old enough to grasp it and enjoy it. We follow Bilbo and Gandalf, and let's see how good I can remember all the dwarves' names. Nori, Ori, Oin, Gloin, Biffer, Boffer, Bomber, Dwellin, Balin, Killy, Philly, Dory, and Thorn. I think I got everyone. And of course Gollum and Riddles in the Dark. They're all there on their adventure to go to Erebor, which is the lost kingdom of the line of Durin, which Philly, Killy, and Thorn are all direct descendants of the line of Thorn. And they show up at Bag End and eat all of Bilbo's food. I seen a meme the other day and I thought it was hilarious. It was, never forget how close Bilbo came to ending the line of Durin. Oh, and it said, because I would have ended the line of Durin over a small cheese block. I like that. The songs in this is just what Tolkien loves doing, is putting poetry and songs in his stories. It's fantastic. The language is there. I believe there is an old map here. Just one second. Yeah, look at how beautiful it is. That would have been illustrated by J.R.R. Tolkien himself, because he loved to draw. And that is pretty fantastic. And, I mean, like, look at Erebor. Isn't that beautiful? And, of course, he gave us more maps. I love maps. I'm a huge, what would you call it, a mapophile for fantasy. I love maps. They're fantastic and really, really cool. I love to follow along. Actually, my wife is reading The Fellowship of the Ring at the moment, and she keeps turning back to the maps to see where things are going as she's reading. She's really getting into it and digging it. She's read The Hobbit already. This is my original Hobbit book I have. It matches the rest of the books we got, but because of all the pictures and stuff in this, I really wanted it. Let's talk about the movies for a second. The movies were, I liked the movies. They get crapped on a lot by people. A lot of people don't like it for whatever reason, because they made it into 3 movies. And yeah, that's kind of greedy by the standards of things, because, I mean, I want my 3 movies per book on Fellowship and 2 Towers and Return of the King so you don't cut out anything. That's what I want. But here we are. We got 3 movies of The Hobbit. They could have easily done it in 2 movies and it would have been perfect. They decided to do 3 movies, and that's fine. I personally enjoyed all the extra stuff they added in. Peter Jackson is a fantastic director. I have no doubt in my mind that if he had the amount of time before production to prepare for The Hobbit as what he had for The Lord of the Rings, the movies could have been as amazing as Lord of the Rings, with miniatures, with proper paintings and stuff like that, on location sets and stuff like that, instead of all the green screen that we ended up getting. That for me was the major difference between the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbit movies. Was Lord of the Rings, they filmed on location, they had miniatures, they had paintings, they were well prepared. In The Hobbit, they just, I believe it was supposed to be Guillermo del Toro who was supposed to be directing them, and he stepped out at the last minute, and Peter Jackson ended up taking over and filming for him, and he just didn't have the amount of time to prepare for it, unfortunately. And since that was the case, we got what we got, and I still enjoyed it. Me and my wife include the Hobbit movies into our Lord of the Rings marathons. We have all 3 of the extended editions. We are huge Tolkien nerds, love his work to the end of days. I would seriously sit down and watch anything that man has written. And it was interesting to see what they did when they added Tyrell, I think, the female elf, because Tolkien doesn't write a lot of female characters. I totally get that, because he was in an age and era where women weren't warriors and stuff, and so we got Éowyn in The Lord of the Rings, kind of reprising that role. And then, of course, they had a Tyrell as a elf warrior lady in the Hobbit movies, which I thought was fine. I didn't care much for the romantic part of it, but whatever. I enjoyed the White Orc. I thought that was pretty cool. And the Necromancer, I thought that was pretty neat too. Because where did Gandalf go in the book? Well, that's where he went, and that I think was awesome. And anytime you can show me more Christopher Lee, I'll take it. I like Christopher Lee. He's a fantastic actor. Sad that he's gone now. He was the only member of the Lord of the Rings to actually meet J.R.R. Tolkien. He was originally supposed to play Gandalf, as Tolkien had wanted him to, but instead he ended up playing Saruman, and I don't think there could have been a better Saruman. Basically, they kick Bilbo out of Bag End and go on an adventure to get the treasure from Erebor. What's not to like about the story? It was directed towards kids, but it's totally an adult book. But it is a fantastic story. I love it. You should go read it if you haven't. That's where I'm going to leave off on that today. I've rambled enough. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe below and share the video. Helps me out a lot. And I'll put my Goodreads and my Tumblr down below. If there's anything else, I'll be making another video tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.